Good day everyone, I am Mario Kivi Miranda and today I will be discussing Unit 3 Close Encounter with the School Curriculum under the topic Preparing for 21st Century Teaching, ICT Integration, Emerging Trends, and Teacher-Learner Interaction. For today's discussion, we will look at what a school curriculum really means, the different types of curriculum, and most importantly, the role of teachers in turning the curriculum into meaningful learning experiences. So, before we begin, let us first look at our learning objectives. At the end of the discussion, we are expected to achieve three things. First is knowledge. We should be able to explain the different types of school curriculum and understand how they are related to one another. Second is skills. We should be able to analyze how teachers transform the written curriculum into meaningful classroom instruction through appropriate strategies and resources. And third is attitude. We should appreciate the important role of teachers in implementing continuously improving the school curriculum. So this discussion is not only about knowing the definition of curriculum. It is also about understanding how curriculum becomes meaningful inside the classroom. Now, what do we mean by the school curriculum? A school curriculum is an organized set of learning experiences designed to achieve specific educational goals. In simple words, curriculum tell us what students need to learn, how they will learn it, and what materials will be used, and how their learning will be assessed. It also includes what students actually learn from their classroom experiences, including lessons that may not have been formally planned. In the Philippines, the K-12 curriculum serves as the national framework that guides what learners should know and be able to do at different stages. However, teachers play a very important role because they need to understand, adapt, and implement the curriculum according to the different needs of the learners. So, curriculum is not simply something that teachers follow word for word. Teachers also interpret and bring it to life inside the classroom. So, what is a school curriculum? A school curriculum is more than a printed document. It is a living process that includes everything that is intended, taught, experienced, and learned in school. Now that we understand what curriculum means, let us move to the different types of the curriculum. This type shows us that curriculum can take different forms. It can be something recommended by educational authorities, something formally written, something actually taught by the teachers, something supported by resources, something assessed, something learned by the student, and even something learned indirectly. Let us discuss each type one by one. The first type is the recommended curriculum. The recommended curriculum is prescribed by educational authorities. It provides direction regarding what learners should know and what they should be able to do. In the Philippine setting, an example is the DepEd K-12 curriculum guides, such as the Curriculum Guide for Araling Panlipunan. It establishes standards, competencies, and learning outcomes. Basically, the recommended curriculum provides a common framework for teachers, school, and educational institution. This helps promote consistency and quality across different learning levels. For example, if DepEd identifies certain competency that grade its students should achieve in Araling Panlipunan, teachers use these competencies as their guide when planning their lessons. The second type is the written curriculum. The written curriculum refers to the formal documents that guide teachings and learning. This includes curriculum guides, teachers' guides, modules, textbooks, and lesson plan. For example, a teacher may first look at the Araling Panlipunan curriculum guide to identify the required competencies. After that, the teachers prepare a lesson plan and choose appropriate modules or other materials. So if the recommended curriculum tells us what should be achieved, the written curriculum provides the documents and materials that help teachers plan how those expectations can be addressed. It is basically the curriculum that we can see and refer to it in written form. Next one is the taught curriculum. The taught curriculum refers to what teachers actually deliver in the classroom. This is where the written curriculum is transformed into actual learning experiences. Teachers may use different strategies such as discussion, inquiry-based learning, debates, projects, and digital resources. For example, instead of asking students To simply memorize historical facts, a social studies teacher may provide primary sources and ask students to analyze historical events. This shows that the teacher's professional judgment and creativity. Therefore, two teachers may follow the same written curriculum but deliver the lesson differently depending on their teaching strategies and the needs of their learners. The next one is the supported curriculum. This refers to the resources that help teachers implement the curriculum effectively. Example includes textbooks, computers, internet access, maps, projectors, laboratory equipment, and other instructional materials. These resources can make learning more engaging, visual, and meaningful. Through these resources, students can better visualize the places and concepts being discussed. So having a curriculum is important, but having appropriate resources also helps teachers successfully implement it. Next is the assist curriculum. This refers to the curriculum that is measured through different assessment methods, includes quizzes, examinations, projects, presentations, and portfolios. Assessment should be aligned with the learning objectives. In other words, if we teach something, we should also make sure that our assessment measures what students were actually expected to learn. Assessment should also go beyond simple memorizations. This allows students to demonstrate deeper understanding and higher order thinking skills. Next is the learned curriculum. The learned curriculum refers to what students actually understand, internalize, and are able to apply. This is very important because teaching something does not automatically mean that students have learned it. If students can do this, it shows that they have gone beyond memorizing information. They have actually understood and applied the concept. The learned curriculum represents the real educational impact of instruction. It may something be different from what the teachers intended or taught, which is why teachers need to assist and reflect on actual student learning. Another important type is the hidden curriculum. The hidden curriculum refers to the values, behaviors, and attitudes that students learn indirectly. These are not necessarily written in lesson plan. Students may learn them through school culture, teacher behavior, peer interactions, and daily routines. For example, students may develop respectful listening and discipline simply because these behaviors are consistently practiced in school. So, even if the teacher does not formally write in the lesson plan, today we will learn how to be respectful. Students may still learn respect through their everyday experiences. This shows that education is not only about academic knowledge. Students also develop attitudes, values, and behaviors through their environment. Now we come to one of the most important parts of our discussion, the teacher's role in the school curriculum. Teachers have an important role in understanding, planning, implementing, innovating, and evaluating the curriculum. First, teachers need to understand the curriculum framework. Second, they need to plan meaningful lessons that are aligned with the learning objectives. Third, they need to implement appropriate teaching strategies such as discussion, inquiry, collaboration, and project-based learning. Teachers also need to integrate ICT and digital resources when appropriate. Most importantly, teachers need to continuously evaluate learning outcomes and adapt their instruction based on the needs of their students. Therefore, teachers are not simply followers of the curriculum. Teachers are also interpreters, implementers, facilitators, and continuous improvers of the curriculum. To summarize our discussion, the curriculum is much broader than written curriculum guides. The recommended curriculum provides direction. The written curriculum documents what should be taught. The taught curriculum is what teachers actually deliver. The supported curriculum provides the resources needed for implementation. The assist curriculum measures student learning. The learned curriculum shows what students actually understand and can apply. And the hidden curriculum develops values, attitudes, and behaviors indirectly. At the center of all this process is the teacher. Teachers need to understand, plan, implement, adapt, and evaluate the curriculum to make sure that the student experience meaningful and effective learning. Therefore, having a good curriculum is important, but it is equally important to have teachers who can bring that curriculum to life.